My wife said she was out of town for a conference, but late that night, the hotel security called me in panic, revealing a stranger in her room, disturbing footage they couldn't explain, and a terrifying secret she tried to hide. One call that shattered every lie she ever told me and exposed a truth I was never prepared to face. From the moment she left, I felt it, an itch of unease I couldn't shake. She hugged me goodbye, whispered that same calm lie about a conference, and smiled as if nothing could ever touch her. But the instant the car disappeared down the street, the house felt wrong. The walls seemed to close in, the shadows longer, heavier, as if they were hiding something. I laughed it off at first, telling myself I was overthinking, but the chill creeping along my spine refused to let me ignore it. Something about tonight was different, something that would change everything. Then the call came. The voice on the other end was trembling, urgent, almost incoherent. "Sir, there's a problem. Your wife. There's someone else in her room. And the footage, it's not right. You need to see this." My hands shook as the words sank in. My mind raced, trying to rationalize. Stranger? Footage? Was this some kind of sick joke? But the panic in the man's voice, pure, unfiltered terror, froze me to the spot. I had to go. I had to know the truth. Driving through the night, the city lights blurred, and every shadow along the roadside seemed to whisper my name. My heartbeat thudded in my ears, each beat faster than the last. By the time I reached the hotel, I was trembling, not just from fear, but from a growing sense of dread. The security guard met me in the lobby, pale and sweaty. "Sir, it's not just someone in the room. We don't understand it. Things moving, appearing, shadows. I've never—" His words faltered, swallowed by his own panic. My stomach lurched. I knew instantly this was no ordinary situation. The elevator ride felt like it would never end. With each passing floor, my mind replayed every memory I had of her. Every smile, every lie, every touch. And now every single one felt tainted, as if I had been living a half-life with a stranger. When the doors opened, the hallway was empty and silent, yet the air felt charged, heavy with an unseen presence. The guard handed me a tablet. I froze as the footage played. My wife, alone at first, then suddenly a man appeared. A man I had never seen before, standing behind her, his face obscured in shadows, yet I felt his eyes pierce straight through me. And then he vanished, not in a blur, not in a trick of the camera. He simply disappeared. My wife looked around the room, her expression a mix of fear and recognition, as if she knew it had happened but was powerless to stop it. My chest tightened. My mind refused to accept what I was seeing. I thought I knew fear, but this was something different, something primal. The guard's voice shook behind me. "We've never seen anything like this. Sir, shadows moving on their own. Objects, she talks to someone who isn't there." My throat tightened. I wanted to run, to escape the impossible, but I couldn't. And then she appeared. My wife stepped into the hallway, her calm smile masking a tension I could feel from across the room. "What are you doing here?" she asked. But it wasn't her voice that scared me. It was the way it was controlled, too precise, too careful, as if every word had been rehearsed to hide the truth. I demanded answers. She hesitated, glancing toward the tablet, then back at me, her eyes betraying something deeper than fear, guilt. You wouldn't understand. "It's better if you don't know," she whispered, her voice trembling, almost breaking. My blood ran cold. I realized then that the secrets she carried for years weren't just lies. They were terrifying truths. The footage grew stranger. The man reappeared, always fleeting, always taunting. He moved through the room like liquid shadow, and every time my wife reacted, I could see terror etched on her face. But it wasn't fear of me. It was fear of him. And then, as if to confirm my worst suspicions, he looked at the camera, and directly at me. I felt it, an icy, bone-deep chill, as if he could see not only me but my every thought, my every weakness. I wanted to scream. I wanted to leave. But some invisible tether kept me rooted there, forcing me to watch helpless as the impossible unfolded. Hours passed in a blur. We sat in that room, staring at screens that defied logic. She tried to explain in whispers that barely made sense. Stories of shadows, of forces unseen, of warnings and presences that haunted her for years. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to cling to some rational explanation. But the footage left no room for doubt. Something, or someone, was real, alive, and aware, and my wife was caught in it. Worse, I was now part of it too. When dawn broke, the hotel was silent. The guards had gone, leaving us alone with the creeping realization that reality itself had shifted. She looked at me, exhausted, broken, afraid. Not of me, but of the truth she had tried to shield me from. "You have to trust me," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. But trust had already vanished. Every memory, every touch, every whispered promise now felt like a carefully constructed mask hiding a nightmare I could barely comprehend. Months later, I still can't sleep. I avoid hotels, refuse calls from her, and yet sometimes in the dead of night, my phone vibrates. Another notification from a hotel she's supposedly visiting for work. Another glimpse of that shadowy figure. Another reminder that our lives are no longer entirely ours. And deep inside, I know it. One day, that call will come again. And when it does, it won't just shatter my world. It will destroy everything I thought I knew about her, about us, and about the fragile reality we cling to.